Week 1 of the $100,000 stock challenge. My name is Shug. I make videos like this every single Tuesdays and Thursdays. So please make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to our first 10,000 subs. And when we do hit our first 10, I will be doing an epic giveaway. So please share this video with a friend and let them get better by 1% as well. That's the whole motto this year, 1% each and every day, man. But if you are new here, last year I started documenting my journey of making my first $100,000 in the stock market by following Coach, when I say Coach, Chris Sain, strategies from his $100,000 stock challenge, and also his teachings that he put out on the videos on YouTube, along with my own learning that I have grasped, right? And you guys, if you've been rocking with me, you know I documented all my ups, all my downs, and everything, right? But Coach, he has his $100,000 stock challenge, but I kind of want to redefine those rules a little bit, because I think Coach, no disrespect to Coach, I feel like he's been in the game so long, he kind of forgets what it's like to be a small fish starting out in the stock market, and we're not as equipped as he is. So we got to start a little differently, right? And I think I think I could speak on this topic great enough based on my experience. I did not make $100,000 last year. I made 10% of that. Well, just a little over that. I made right around $11,000 last year in the market. And that was with a lot of trial and tribulations. I was learning as I was going, right? So I feel like anybody that's coming along now, I can properly guide them on how to make their first 10,000 and avoid a lot of mistakes that I made when I first, started investing, right? So I'm gonna stop yapping and dive directly to it. Rule number 1, right? Do not own no more than 4 stocks in your portfolio at a time, right? This is the first mistake I made, right? I know Coach, his rules is don't have no more than like 12 stocks in your portfolio. I think that's where I was going wrong, right? Especially when you're starting off, listen to Coach. He brings out a new play almost every 2 days. He's talking about a different stock, and it's easily all those stocks look appealing, right? Especially as you're a new investor in the stock market. Oh, I want a little bit of this, I want a little bit of that, I want a little bit of that. But don't do that, right? Only own 4 stocks in your portfolio. And the 4 stocks that you want to own is 2 stocks that you plan on building out 100 shares of, right? Yes, it's going to be more, but 2 stocks that you're never going to sell, right? These is going to be pretty much the stocks that you're trying to retire on, right? Those 2 stocks, and you're going to want to have another 2 stocks of, plays that you want to rinse and repeat, right? So you want to have 2 stocks that you want to rinse and repeat in your portfolio, right? But after you build out 25 shares of your 2 long-term stocks that you want to build out 100 shares of, then you can add 1 more, right? Then once, so you want, before you add another stock to your portfolio, make sure you have 25 shares of the 2 that you want to hold on long-term before you add a 3rd stock that you want to hold on long-term to. So 25 shares is the minimum, then 50, then eventually 100 and 1,000, right? But that's the goal, right? Any stock that you're planning on holding on long-term, try to at least get 25 shares of those as soon as possible, before you try to add a 3rd stock into the portfolio, right? Trust me, that is key. The second rule, right? Set the amount you're going to deposit and know your buying power, right? So what I mean by that is, if you know you're going to deposit $300 into this market a month, right? And you're going to split that $300 up between 4 stocks, right? Meta or Investo QQQ cannot be one of your plays, right? The reason why I said it is because it's going to take you forever to build out solid positions in those, right? Not saying that's a bad thing, but I just don't think it's the most effective strategy to go about it, right? So you really want to buy stocks that's in your range, right? So stocks like, Lyft, SoFi, Rocket Lab or something like that might be in your range. So when that stock does go up, $10, $15, you're going to see a lot more of that versus, you having 1 share of Meta that's at $600 and it goes up $17. You only made 17. But if I got 10 shares of, let's say 25, because that's the goal, that's the standard, 25 shares of, SoFi, you're gonna see a lot more, you know, gains on that versus, you know, you have Lyft. I mean, you having Meta that goes up, you know, $17, $20. You're not gonna really see a lot of that, right? So know your buying power and know how much money you're gonna deposit, right? And set that, okay, and stick to it. So if you say you're gonna deposit $300 into the stock market every single month, stick to that, right? Stick to that, right? You have to stick to it. My goal this year is to deposit $7,000 into the market. And I'm going to stick to my strategy of depositing that $7,000 throughout either on a weekly or monthly basis, you know, depending on what I see fit and, you know, where I want to get in, where I fit in there with certain stocks. But the goal is to deposit $7,000 into the market this year for me personally, right? The third thing that a lot of people go wrong with is they want to trade options right away, right? If you're a new investor, right, you should not start trying to trade options right away. Especially watching Coach. He make it look so easy. He make it look so easy. When I tell you this man is a sniper and he's a technician, he really is. He knows what he's doing and he know how to get in and out, right? As a newcomer, I don't think you should focus on options at all, right? I don't think you should focus on options until at least 8-9 months of like actively looking at stocks, evaluating stocks, understand what makes it go up and down, properly know how to, you know, set your stop loss, enter and exit trades, know what your theta, your delta, and all that stuff is, like properly know it. I don't think you should try to trade with your real money at all as a newbie until you really get your feet wet and understand how stocks really operate and how manipulation works on Wall Street. And I just think you really need to be more educated before you dive directly into stock. I mean, trading options, in my personal opinion, right? But since you're not focused on trading options, I think you want to focus on learning how to rinse and repeat, right? Because when you learn how to rinse and repeat, you probably understand what makes a stock go up, what make it go down. You look at earnings, you know, you really get more technical sound in the stocks, right? And it also give you a little bit of time if your analytics wasn't right the first time, it give you a little bit chance to, hey, I could wait another month or two and the stock goes up, versus an option that week or whatever that you took it, you're done, right? You know, just give you a little bit of time so you don't lose your money, right? The next thing is learn how to dollar cost average, right? DCA, dollar cost average in your long-term plays. When you see it down, buy, man, buy. Dollar cost average is going to be your best friend. Learn how to do that effectively and properly, right? If you guys want me to make a video on that, just comment that down below. The next thing, try to build out at least $1,500 in buying power, and try to keep that $1,500 in buying power in your account at all times, right? All times. And the reason why I said it is, let's just say you see a stock go down, right? And you understand why it went down. You could be able to pounce on it, and you see that stock go down 15% or whatever, 10%, and you able to, you know, pounce on that stock with and you buy, you know, $1,500 worth of it, and you make it 15% returns on that, man, you're golden. You're golden. And the last thing that I'm gonna say, which is very important, is no matter what I say, Coach say, Google say, this person, that person says, do your own research. You have to do your own research in this game. It's not just gonna come to you. No one is gonna, I mean, some people are gonna spoon feed you, but you really have to learn and do your own research and understand it for yourself. That's the only way you're gonna be successful when doing this, right? But man, that's the video, man. I'm so excited for this upcoming year and so excited to see what the market brings. But that's all I got for this video. See you guys next week. Peace.